What's older than we think? Flushing toilets date all the way back to the Indus River Valley Civilization, back in 2000 BC. Indus River Valley Civilization. The ancient Romans, well, the wealthy ones, had central heating in their homes. You can actually still see the pipes in some of the buildings at Herculaneum. Sharks. Sharks as a family are older than trees. Escalators have been around since 1859, though they were called rotating stairs. The name Tiffany. It dates back to the 12th century, and has actually led to a thing in writing called the Tiffany problem, because you can have a well-researched historical novel that people just don't buy into, because you named your 12th century peasant Tiffany. It just sounds laughably anachronistic. Fax machines. They were invented in 1843. Before the telephone. Link. A samurai could have used a fax machine. I'm imagining a samurai in his armor with a katana sitting at a desk in an office sending attacks. The Japanese do love a good fax. No, I'm serious. As far as I can tell, this is the Japanese business practice for sending an important document. Man types up document and prints it, walks it over to boss, hand corrects it and makes notes, faxes it back despite being on same floor, changes are made. Document is printed again and faxed to mailroom. Document is then faxed to business they are communicating with in the US. Fax is delivered as a.png to my email. Tilted 90 degrees and barely readable. Came for this one. To put this in perspective, tumbleweeds aren't native to the American Southwest, but by a quirk of history we know exactly which shipment of flax from Ukraine brought their seeds to the U.S. In 1877. Commercial fax service has been around longer than tumbleweeds in the American Southwest. Edit. That was a quick check out this weird thing comment I didn't expect to blow up, so it's a bit lacking in detail and rigor. To be a bit more thorough, this is specifically Callie tragus, the most common tumbleweed, and the one that folks, at least near me, refer to when they say tumbleweed. It is not the only plant that dies and gets blown around in the wind. And when I say commercial fax service, I don't mean there were standardized fax machines that companies used, but there was service faxing documents from Paris to Lyon using a dedicated line in the mid-1860s. The electric car. What is likely the first human-carrying electric vehicle with its own power source was tested along a Paris street in April 1881 by French inventor Gustave Trouvé. The first crude electric car was built in the 1830s, but it was essentially a semi-functioning model. The electric car was a direct competitor to gasoline-powered vehicles until the 1920s, when roads got better. People started driving further than the range of an electric car, and the world started finding major oil reserves. Ancient Egyptians who built the pyramids. The ancient Egyptians were as old to the ancient Romans as the ancient Romans are to us. Cleopatra is chronologically closer to us than she is to when the pyramids were built. Woolly mammoths were still alive during the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza. They died out about a millennium after its completion. The Funk Soul Brother. The fact that the lighter is older than the match shook my head as a kid. It also gave me the curiosity to question things that seems obvious. I don't know if this counts, but dinosaurs lived on the Earth a lot longer than most people think. When you think of dinosaurs, you think of their extinction, but they roamed the Earth for 165 million years. Compare that to our 6 million and it's almost mind-boggling, at least emo. Edit. The modern form of humans is 200,000 years old, but if we include our humanoid ancestors, we've been here 6 million years. Edit 2. I get it. Dinosaurs are still around. What I meant to say was the dinosaur era. Beer is thought to be older than bread. It's much easier to fill a jar with wheat and water, let it ferment, and brew beer than it is to grind grain, mix it, and bake it. So you're telling me sliced bread is the greatest thing since beer? Ha! I was really surprised to discover when Oxford University was founded. They don't know the year for sure, but they know there was definitely teaching going on there in 1096. Nintendo. This company was actually created in 1889. Nintendo was founded in 1889. Van Gogh painted Starry Night in 1889. Adolf Hitler was born in 1889. Edit. Some additions from the comments. Eiffel Tower opened in 1889. A Maquiaria, B La Bla Bla 057 North Dakota became a state in 1889. Rugabiste Pizza was invented in 1889. Valliard 89 bonus, that's the year Cerisho's house was built. Additions from Mo Yi Yi from comments, year 1888. National Geographic magazine was founded 1888. Foster's beer was first brewed in 1888. Jack the Ripper did most of his murders 1888. Hitler made the worst video games. That's why nobody likes him now. Oreos. I was shocked to learn that Oreos predate chocolate chip cookies, sliced bread, and my 100-year-old great-grandmother. Brain surgery in 1997. Archaeologists discovered an ancient tomb in the French village of Ensisheim from 5000 BC, which contained the decomposing body of a 50-year-old man with holes in his skull. After a thorough examination, it was determined that the holes, located near the frontal lobe, were caused by a type of surgery, not by forced trauma, and the operation appears to have been successful because the wounds healed before the patient's death. To this day, however, researchers cannot say for sure what exactly the surgery was trying to fix. National Geographic was founded in 1888. Contact lenses. Leonardo da Vinci had the idea of contact lenses in 1508, and the first successful contact lenses were made in 1888. Paul Rudd. Wristwatches. Queen Elizabeth I got one in 1571. Beer. It's one of the oldest prepared drinks in the world. It not only predates every civilization but actually contributed to their creation. It's a tale as old as time, getting fucking wasted to forget your problems. Tale as old as time, beers as old as wine, beauty of the East. The aux connector that we still use for headphones and speakers was invented in 1877. There have been improvements since, but the basics of it are pretty much the same. Link. Stonehenge. It predates the oldest pyramid in Egypt by nearly 300 years.